Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about Again But Better by Christine Riccio, and I'm just going to say I really loved this book and it did leave an impact on me, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it. So the premise of the book is that it's a 20-year-old college major student. She's already had a few years at university and she's basically been doing it all wrong. So she's been staying in her room, which is not wrong for everyone, but I mean she doesn't feel like she's got the most out of it. She hasn't really met people. So she then decides to study a year abroad in London, and then her whole idea is that she's getting a fresh start and she's going to do it all again but better. So before I even read the book, the author's note really touched me. So the sort of idea about the book is that it's never too late to start again or to even do something for the first time. But at 20 years old, sometimes it feels like everybody has got their life figured out. They're either at university on track to their career, or they're already in a career or something like that. And for me, at 21, not really knowing what I'm doing, I found it really validating and I felt understood while reading it. So, getting on to the actual review, in terms of the writing, I really love this. It has a lovable, awkward, quirky sort of charm about it, and that comes from both the writing and the character. So I just found it to be a really fun and easy read, which was what I wanted. But this is also really funny. So this book had me laughing out loud, and I haven't had that from a book in a while. And when a book makes me laugh out loud, it instantly gets more stars for me, because, I don't know, just laughter is the best thing. So yeah, this got me laughing out loud and I really loved that. There's also a lot of pop culture references in it, but you have to bear in mind this book is set in 2011. I didn't know that, and actually I really loved the pop culture references because it helped build the world, so you don't forget that it's 2011. You do need that reminder sometimes that this was a few years ago. Makes more sense when you read it. So I thought it was really helpful for helping to build the world, and then also for getting to know the character. These pop references are quite a big part of the character and what she's like and how passionate she gets about things. And I personally love that. One of them, and I'm going to spoil this, one of them was Lost, and Lost is one of my all-time favourite TV shows, and I haven't really seen people, you know, like get excited and nerd out about it the way that I do. So to have that in a book, I really enjoyed that, and there's a lot of other ones as well. You don't have to know all of them to get what the book is about. And I'm going to put the book down now, but in terms of the plot, I loved how this book was just straight in. So the beginning of a book is always hard for me, and sometimes I don't give a book a chance if it bores me in the beginning, but this one jumped straight in with the excitement and the adventure, and you just want to read on, and you're not left waiting at all to get to the good bits. You are just straight in, and I really liked that about it. There's also a huge plot twist, and it's not a spoiler to know there's a plot twist, because someone told me that there was one and she was like, I was shook, and I got to the bit and I was like, girl, same. I did not see that coming, and I love to be surprised by a book. I'm always the sort of reader that tries to figure things out, and sometimes it's nice when you figure it out because you're like, woo, go me. But actually I prefer to be surprised, and that one took me by surprise, I can say that for sure. What I also loved about the plot was that it was really nostalgic for me. So I've already had a year at university, and when I was reading it, there's a lot of things that paralleled with my time at university. And so I think whether you're a prospective student, either to go to university or boarding school or something, or if you've done it before, it's really nice to read about. So I'm in the position where I've done both. So I felt nostalgic, and there were certain references, I won't say any, but we had done the exact same thing in my university experience, and that was so nice to read about. But then it also made me so excited for the next year and determined to make it a good year. And some of the values that the character explores just made me want to explore them in myself as well, and it just made me so excited for the next year ahead, and not even just academically, just in general. That whole again but better idea really stuck with me, and I really liked that. But what I would say is that a lot of people have talked about this on BookTube, and that is that there are themes of cheating. I know that that's been a huge topic of conversation around this book, and I would agree with people in the sense that it could have been dealt with better, but I by no means think it was dealt with completely insensitively or things like that, and it was discussed. So I think potentially it could have been handled better, but again, this was a debut novel, and I've seen much worse cases of it, and for it not to have been as discussed as heavily as it has. So I think that's been a bit unfair on Christine, if I'm honest. I think people were open to criticise this book, and so they did, basically. The other thing was that I found the book a little bit long, and there were a lot of twists and turns, and perhaps there didn't need to be quite so many, although if you're the sort of person who flies through a book, then you'd probably like that, because it gives you a bit more to sink your teeth in and to get to know these characters. So then moving on to the character, which we've sort of talked about, the character I really loved. She's like a big ball of energy, and she's lovable and she's awkward and she gets things wrong, but it's so relatable and often funny and charming, and I really liked that. A character that it reminds me of, just in the way that the character was so three-dimensional and well built, would be Louisa Clark from Me Before You. Just in the way that she was so easy to fall in love with, and you really got a full idea of this character. It felt like a real person, is the only way I can describe it. And that's quite tricky to achieve in a standalone book like this. So the other characters as well I thought were really strong, although I did find the main character more strong than the other characters, which is to be expected. And in terms of the main character, I was really rooting for her. But like I said, the other characters, we got to know them and they were diverse, and I enjoyed that too. So overall, this is a book that I really enjoyed, and the message has stuck with me. I read this a couple of months ago now, and I still find myself bringing that message into my everyday life. The sense that it's not too late to try again or to do anything for the first time. Everybody is following their own path, and it really makes you feel understood and validated and less alone if those are some things that you might be going through for whatever reason. And as I've also been saying, I feel like it's going to positively impact me from now on, especially with my year ahead going back to university. And so I'm really glad I've read it. There's someone I want to pass this on to, so I'm definitely going to be doing that, and I would give it 4 stars. Sorry, I forgot to do my star rating. I give it 4 stars, and I just thought it was an excellent book and I really enjoyed it. So also wanted to say that I followed Christine's writing journey, and so to see it all come together was just so nice, and the fact that I love this so much just makes me so happy. And it felt like it fell into my hands at such a perfect time, and I'm just really pleased that I read it. So, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to. See you in the next one. Bye!